Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
Shane.
Joy.
We are back with House of the Dragon, the finale. Now, do you remember what happened in episode 7?
Yeah, I was left off in the end with that image of Rhaenyra. Yeah, Rhaenyra
Standing in front of the dragon.
Emma Darcy.
Yeah, Emma Darcy. Right. Yeah, and Aemon just telling Rhaegar, no, Rhaegar.
Yep.
And she has all those dragons behind her because now we've had 2 people join the fight, Zach.
Yeah, Hugh. I've seen some of the comments. Hugh the Hammer or Hugh Hammer.
That's what she said.
So Hugh and Ulf.
Ulf.
Well, that drunk motherfucker.
We thought he was not going to make it.
Yeah, he talked in a big game for a long time, so I think it sets it up that he wouldn't have a payoff.
Yeah.
But it subverted me for that reason.
Yeah.
I know, because when they told him, like, hey, you should go, he's like,
he's a bit of a coward, too.
You know what? I probably shouldn't because I may not have any of that blood in me, man. And he went.
Yeah.
He did.
For shame.
Yeah. For shame, yeah.
And he went. And it turns out, I read a comment somewhere, like, maybe it wasn't really a comment, it may have been something I read somewhere else, that when he stepped in that egg batch,
I figured that'd be a death sentence
on him.
Okay.
And the dragon's like, oh, hey, you'll do.
I mean, that's a good theory. I think so, yeah.
I don't know. It's something I read. It's not my theory.
Okay.
But,
it's a good theory, Zach, you came up with.
No! Either way, Hugh's ascendance to Vermithor's saddle was cool. I felt it was kind of the usual for me, but I still think it was cool.
No, I
don't think it was original, but it was cool.
No,
the cool outweighs the original. So whatever.
Yes.
Alicent is just like dismissing herself from
reality,
the shit that's going on in Kingslanding. She's like, you know what, I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Otto did not answer the summons yet.
Yeah, I hope he does for the finale. I hope he does for the finale shows.
He might be dead. Maybe we'll see his head. Maybe we'll see some Game of Thrones shit.
I don't want that.
Game of Thrones.
Me either.
We haven't really got a lot of that in this season yet. Other than the kid dying.
Yeah.
And that shit.
Oh, yeah.
We have not seen a lot of Game of Thrones level dark shit.
Yeah, we have not. Yeah, it's just been kind of focusing on one family as opposed to all the different families, which is interesting.
I don't want to see Rhys Ifans die because I like that actor and I think he has a lot to offer the series. But if he does die, that's pretty baneful for the green side of things. Because he was kind of the head on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, they have all the muscle and fire they need, but no head to guide all of that.
Yeah.
No neuro system.
Yeah.
So it's ain't there. Either way, Oscar Tully.
Oh yeah, so Oscar Tully, the little kid who is now risen to Lord because of his father.
Grover Tully died, presumably by what's her name, the witch. Alys Rivers' hands. He's now taken over, but he understands kind of like, if you want my army, if you want these people to band together
to make things right,
you need to answer for what's happened.
Yeah, so they decapitated Willem Blackwood, who he was just following orders, but the idea that he was relishing in it, that's not good.
No, it's not.
But Damon at the same time, he ordered him to do that.
Yep.
So.
Well, Damon was pretty laissez-faire.
No, Metal Gear Solid. What's that mean again?
No, laissez-faire is like you just let things.
Yeah.
You're talking about laissez-faire terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
So, laissez-faire is kind of like you just let it be.
Different laissez.
You don't have the hands-on micromanaging it.
Yes.
Complete opposite. You're letting things go. He's like, hey, just do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And that guy's like, oh, fuck it. And he just rolled out and started murdering and killing and burning.
Taking babies away.
Yeah. So, that guy went pretty far. He's like, I just did what I was told to do, but you really didn't, man.
Yeah, he did a lot more.
Yeah.
He did more than he needed to do.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He went overboard. We had Damon and his dreams of his brother.
Yeah, I always love having King Viserys back. I think he's just one of my favorite characters in both shows. He's just a great man. He loved his family, didn't want them to fight.
No.
I thought he was really expertly portrayed by Patty, whatever his name is. And
Constantine.
And I was very sad when he died. I love what he did for Damon's character.
Well, we're getting that in slow doses, and that's probably similar to my favorite character, the Hound.
Yeah.
Where things grew over time.
Yeah.
And it was significantly after he got his ass kicked by Brienne.
Yes.
Which it wasn't really an ass whooping, but by the end of it, he got his face.
He's not in his prime though either, and
Well, I mean, I just feel like like overall the fight wasn't an ass whooping.
Yeah.
But in the end of it, he lost.
Yeah.
And he wanted to die.
You win by an inch or a mile, you know?
Yeah. So either way. But no, he grew. I feel like Damon's making strides.
Yeah, I hope he...
Well, I feel like right now it's like in between.
Yeah.
It could go either way. Like, he's obviously confessed his desire to usurp Rhaenyra's throne.
My thoughts, him being in Harrenhal for like the large majority of the season is about him battling that little devil on his shoulder and hopefully overcoming it. And I think if he didn't overcome it, I think people who think this type of thing would say he's experienced no growth. I'm not one of those people, but I hope for me that he joins Rhaenyra.
Well, from what I've read in the lore, Harrenhal is rumored to be haunted.
Yeah.
So I like the exploration of that.
Yeah.
But I do see when I'm reading around or just flipping through memes that people are just frustrated with the fact that he's not in the fight.
Yeah,
but I'm fine with it because if he was just there all the time, dominating all the time, I don't think that would be good for the story.
It's just that's why Goku needs to be late.
Yeah,
you know,
Goku's late.
Yeah,
you know, Vegeta is boastful, gloating, but fucks up.
And Vegeta and Goku and Super, they're off doing other things. That's why I love that fucking Gohan Piccolo movie, Zach. I love it. I didn't like the CG, but I love that movie and the story.
Yeah, but it did good. I like how it brought back smoking as a storytelling
device.
I know. It's so great. I'm like, yes!
It's such a good movie.
So cool.
Yeah.
So we also have the scene with Jace and Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And he brings up the fact that, well, I realize basically I'm a bastard son too, and you're bringing all these Dragonriders in, so what significance do I have?
Yeah, and he's young, and I mean, from our perspective, it's like, come on, kid, you want to win this war. But I really get from his perspective, like, you know, people talk behind his back, and it's a shitty thing. Yeah, I mean, he wants to at least have that.
Yeah.
He's been dealing with it, and he's seen his brother's been dealing with it. He saw his brother killed.
Yeah,
well, didn't see him killed, but he, you know,
experienced it.
Yeah, he experienced.
Yeah.
They're going. He's So
So
I actually do get that. I like that story, but I don't want it to linger too much personally.
Well, I want it to be resolved. It's a matter that's personal to that side.
Yeah.
But I hope that means that he will have this leap, this growth.
Yeah, like he'll overcome it.
Yeah.
Like on his own.
And overcome the fact that they are bastards. I mean, we know as viewers that they are bastards.
Yeah.
But they still have the Targaryen blood. If we can assume that that's what's important to the dragons.
Yeah. How do you? This is slight tangent. Will take 30 seconds. How do you feel about Viserys either choosing to be ignorant of it or totally being ignorant of it?
I think he chose his daughter.
Yeah, I think he just chose her, even despite the mistake.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
because he still believed in his daughter.
Yeah,
he still thought she should be the reign.
Yeah, but the idea, like, don't say that, it's not true. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I just feel like you just don't say it here.
Yeah,
like, don't fucking argue, man.
Yeah,
like, we can have peace. How have I not been a peaceful ruler?
Yeah.
And that fucking Corlys' brother was just being a douchebag.
Yeah, got his head cut off.
And he died.
Yeah, fucking Damon.
He died for it, so...
Yeah. Anyways, guys, before we jump in, we are going to do a Q&A. It's our final Q&A. This group, we'll do more shows together. There's some things coming up here in a couple months or next month. So look forward to that, and then we'll jump into our post-talk. But also, if you want to support us, check us out on Patreon. You can see the full-length version of our reaction. Just make sure you come back here for the
post-talk.
Yeah, post-talk. Let's jump in.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Golden dragons. Per ship, per man. I could not produce such a coin, even if I wanted to. Break the blockade, and it will benefit you.
Do you think that we lack for buyers for our tapestries and perfumes? We sell where we please. Blockade or no.
A fleet of warships, then. Sailing at your command, they would break the blockade and hold the passage.
Very well. Prince Regent may have me hanged for this.
For the armada we send now, you can topple the Prince Regent and sit the Iron Throne yourself.
That guy came with his voice.
I was cast well.
Of course, there is one more condition. Commander of our fleet must agree to go with you. His name is Lohar. The sailors are fiercely loyal to him. If he does not lead them, they will not fight.
Very well. Let us meet this commander.
He's got a cool looking outfit.
He does. I don't like the cape very much.
This is Tyland Lannister of Casterly Rock.
Well met, Lord Tywin.
It's Tyland.
What sort of man are you?
Let me guess, she's gonna be a hard ass.
I will not sail with a man who cannot best me.
So, okay. It's not the twin brother who can actually fight.
At what?
There's good teeth for a pirate.
Yeah. Did he just do that?
Looks like
Or
it.
did he just come upon it?
I don't know.
I mean, that makeup is sharp.
Looks good.
Some rum wouldn't go amiss. Just a little.
Looks pretty normal there. Like, not normal, but in terms of he's talking, he looks
normalcy.
he looks very present, like mentally.
You're a good man. Oh, wow.
Or wild.
Yeah, hopefully we forgot his name.
Is that rum?
I must ask your grace to steel yourself. We must leave Kingslanding quickly, and we will not return for some time. The Pretender has found 3 new riders for her dragons.
That's impossible.
Your brother thought the same. He flew to challenge her and was rebuffed. Be that as it may, he has gone in fury to Sharp Point and laid waste to the whole of the town.
It was him.
Sharp point.
Fucking mad cunt. So what was the fucking point in all this then? I am the king. Why must I run?
Because the Prince Regent is going to kill you.
Just straight up said it.
Take me to my throne, and once he returns, I shall take him prisoner.
And what then? When Rhaenyra descends on you with her 7 dragons and you without Vhagar, what then? I have, over the years, in anticipation of little bumps in the road, moved the greater part of Harrenhal's gold reserves to the Iron Bank in Bravos.
Bravos.
We can live. Well.
You want to take me to Essos to live with the goat fuckers?
It's best to live, I think.
My dragon is dead. I am burnt and disgusting and alone.
Yeah.
And I'm a cripple. My cock is destroyed, did they tell you that? It burst into flames like a sausage on a spit.
Do not despair, your grace.
I can't even piss without it running down my neck.
They will be tired of endless deprivation and fear. They will hail the returning king, his fathers, true heir, Aegon the Victorious, Aegon the Peacemaker, Aegon the Rebuilder.
Aegon the realm's delight.
I liked all his names more than that one.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra, I guess, trying to find the wild dragon. That'll fill out some dirt and some charcoal. Get some parasites. A lot of lords got parasites and died terrible deaths.
Yeah.
Remove your feet from the table.
I'd rather not. Ulf.
It's not up to you. Ulf.
Who's it up to then, boy? He's the Prince, Ulf.
He shouldn't talk like
Jacaerys
that.
Velaryon. Prince Jacaerys Velaryon. Right here. Who'd have thought it? He lives here.
I'll have an apology from you.
Oh, the young prince! Look at that hair.
I think it's actually kind of funny now.
Let them tell us we don't have Targaryen blood, eh?
My mother is the queen.
Dragonriders both.
Oh.
Cut from the
He's saying that we're both bastards.
If you hinder our efforts through sloth or unreadiness, I will see you hanged and your body fed to the dogs in the street.
I meant no disrespect, my prince.
You gotta ask to be dismissed.
Yeah,
Why were they
I know
hanging
he
out
wants
in
his
there?
place.
The
But
new riders are a boon to us.
you need to
Now the
understand.
deed is done.
You need those fucking dragons.
My doubts.
Ain't about the
We know
riders.
little of who they are.
No.
Adam McCall, at least, is known to you.
Why me? What do you think?
I've had little to do with him, to my regret. But the beasts have been claimed.
Vhagar has ever been our foremost threat, and she is now overmatched.
Vhagar's not his only dragon.
Helena. She does not ride. She has no taste for it.
She may yet be compelled. And her dragon.
Dreamfire. Hatched when the Conqueror was king. She is formidable. Still, Helena is no warrior.
I kind of like Helena. I don't know why, but
The crazy woman?
yeah.
How goes the sea snake?
Better than you. We'll rejoin the blockade on the morrow. Let our foes beware, be they Lannister or Greyjoy.
It's not her Greyjoy.
My ship is no longer the Sea Snake. She was a testament to my own glory. I've given her a new name. Queen who never was.
Oh.
His wife.
Yep.
Oh.
It's a little bit of a mouthful.
I thank you.
What I do now, I can do for her.
Why don't you ever tell him
You are ready.
about his
You
son?
have 6 dragons under your banner. My ships sail at your command, and my men serve you. But the Lannisters are marching, and the High Towers from Old Town. There is, of course, Another player that is yet to be revealed.
Oh.
Your Grace, a word. Seems the sheep on our land has been sold upriver. My vassals have sent a drove of swine instead. Dragons do eat pigs, I assume.
Crafty prefers them.
I prefer pig too.
No.
Alfred Brew has come to see you.
Oh,
Alfred.
You've arrived just in time to see my new army, Broom. What do you think of it?
It's very large.
He just laughed.
I would speak honestly with you.
I'd expect nothing less.
I was faithful to the king, your brother. I pledged my banners to Rhaenyra, his heir. But there are battles to be fought. And in times like this... Did you hear something?
Oh no.
While you have mustered an army, Rhaenyra has faltered, turning aside from our judgment and taking a course I myself deem reckless.
Rhaenyra will chart her own course, for good or ill.
But you are a leader of men. If you declare yourself, your lords will follow you.
I never took you for a turncloak.
Rhaenyra's intentions are good, but what we need in this moment is a king.
Alrighty then. Shall we march?
I wonder if he doesn't appreciate it, even if he has his own goals.
Yeah.
Kind of like Stannis would be like that.
No, yeah.
I mean,
he sees it.
I was happier before I was queen.
What would you think about leaving this place?
Where would I go?
The Prince Regent, your grace.
Helena, here you are.
I was just going to
The
bed.
crown has need of your service.
Now.
Pretenders raise new riders against us, and we must answer in kind.
I do not wish to fight.
Our wishes must take second place now, to what is necessary to preserve the throne.
I won't burn anyone.
They have defiled our birthright, made commoners into dragon lords. It's a sin and must be punished.
I remind you, your sister is still the queen.
As you were once. And you see now what is the consequence of your weakness. We are in peril today more than yesterday.
Peril or basest fury at your own humiliation. You wish to rule the Seven Kingdoms, but you rain ruin and death upon its small folk when you've been insulted. And now you seek to corrupt your sister, of all our line the gentlest and most deserving of your protection.
Who will protect her if she cannot protect herself?
And who will she be if her mind is broken?
It is no longer our rule that is threatened. Our very lives would you not have us prevail?
Not like this. Not like this.
If I knew I was definitely going to burn to death and die,
Yeah, it's like, get your ass out there.
Yeah, but he went about it the wrong way. And
Oh, yeah.
I actually really like that scene, though.
It was a really intense scene.
Yeah.
He's freaking out. He knows he's gonna lose.
I must again request your assistance. I need passage.
Yep.
In your discretion.
She wants to leave.
What the fuck do I know?
Yep. There he is.
Old Christian.
Like smelling some lingerie.
Do you think nothing of your oath?
Come on, Gwayne.
I think of nothing else, my lord.
Steward's son from Dawn. Fucking the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh.
Former queen. She has broken no oath, all I may have done.
I could send you to the wall.
You could. Stay in the Hightower name for a generation. King's mother in his hand.
She is my sister.
Yeah, it's your sister.
She saved my life. Twice. Once from the headsman's axe and once from myself. Since then, she has been the beacon I follow.
Is it going to get out now?
Desire for women has brought me grief after grief.
Then resisted.
No word that it was so simple.
Your brothers in the King's Guard find a way.
Perhaps they do. Or perhaps all men are corrupt. And true honor is a mist that melts in the morning.
Ooh, you're a poet.
That is a bleak philosophy.
I have no philosophy. Or rather, my philosophy was this. To protect the righteous and dispense justice on the rest. But now...
A dollet sticking in the ground, man.
You saw what I saw. The dragons dance, and men are like dust under their feet. We march now toward our annihilation. To die will be a kind of relief.
I wouldn't take it that far.
He's been pressed, though.
Yeah.
In a shit sandwich that is very tightly packed.
Yeah, it's like this pessimistic philosophy, and the dragons are like gods, and you are nothing to them, and all you do is pointless, and no one will remember us, and I mean, he didn't really have a rebuttal.
Fuck. You're right. Wrestling with her.
Oh, for real?
She's not gonna win. She's a woman.
Well,
I don't know. He's got a pussy though.
Watch some MMA, man.
Okay.
If she knows basic grappling and he knows nothing.
Well, she may just want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Woo. They're a Mudman.
Mudman.
Shane. Mudman race or mud.
Oh, that's kind of a dirty move.
So it's literally what they're doing. He's sick of it.
Yeah.
It's undignified.
You have impressed me, Lord Tyland. Kingslanding has sent a most doughty ambassador.
I hope you will testify to the worth of the ambassador by agreeing to his most humble request.
I will most certainly consider it. After dinner. Have you ever eaten the flesh of your enemies?
I have not, and I would not.
So you reject the hospitality of my house?
Oh.
A jest, my lord. What do you take me for?
They are an insult to us. To what makes us Targaryens. If any common lout can ride a dragon, then...
That does not make me common. Or you. You are the crown prince. The son of the rightful queen. And here you are sulking. Because you believe that if not for the dragon or the trappings of your station that you are nothing. Do you believe that you are the first noble heir who was not sired by his noble father? And in resenting it, you only diminish yourself.
Easy enough to say.
Then prove to them that you are worthy. Get up and take your place by your mother's side.
I like the outlook.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to do it.
Yeah. Having a pity party.
Yeah. So she's going out there like Moses, kind of like.
Yeah.
You know, until she.
The wilderness.
Yeah, out to the wilderness and.
My comely boys and
Speaking of the boys.
ashore. You'll be sailing many days. Hoist me, lads, and hoist again. Salute the captain's daughter.
Well done, Lord Tyrod!
Tyrod. I can't get his fucking name right.
Third time she said his name wrong.
The Tyrod.
You have proven yourself most accommodating and more accomplished than one would think to look at you. I will be pleased to sail at your side. And my captain is with me.
It's like her way of saying I want to fuck you.
I didn't figure that he would prove himself.
Well, she's a woman that wants. She's a very masculine woman.
And let the sea snake rue the day we meet again.
Save history.
My king will be well pleased to friendship.
I wouldn't have said shit.
Yeah.
Before you go, Lord Tyland, you are a handsome man, and you have proven your worth. And I wish to have children by you. I want you to fuck my wives.
How many wives do you have?
I'll make that sacrifice, I suppose.
All right.
But how many do you have?
To our new riders. The three of you are not of noble birth, but you have done a thing never dreamed of before now.
Ulf just like.
Fuck up.
I have entrusted you with a power only few have known, and I charge you to take it up with fealty and respect. Serve me well, and I will make you knights of the realm.
What do you think of that, boys? We'll be knights. Just like that.
We will not fail you, my queen.
What must we do?
The strongholds of the usurper, Old Town and Lannisport, and their armies, all must be subdued. You wish for us to kill innocents?
Not so many.
It is hard. But it cannot be helped.
What about Vhagar?
She is fearsome, but she is one dragon. The Prince Regent cannot defend against all of us.
I'll take him on myself. Silver Wings a goer she is. We're afraid of nothing, even if you are.
There will be time enough to see which one of us is a coward.
I said more of these little birds.
A knight will comport himself with grace at the Queen's table.
Best make me a knight then. You forget yourself, friend. Sense of humour do you all good.
What?
Dude, you're just...
He's not wrong, but...
He's not wrong, but he just...
At the same time...
He's the new guy.
He's like out of place.
Like how often...
I get it though. He's like, I don't want to be beholden to people either.
Message from Harrenhal.
The Castellan, Sir Simon Strong. Damon has raised his army, but Sir Simon fears treachery.
Yeah, the guy was eavesdropping.
Yeah, well, she said, I will not allow it.
Alys Rivers.
There she is.
Do you never sleep, witch?
I want to fuck you. Oh, she's
I'm
crying.
going to God's Wood.
She's crying?
Well, she's either crying or she's very sweaty.
Really?
What the heck is that?
It's moving weird.
Where'd he go?
There are omens here for those who seek them. You do not scoff.
I'm no longer inclined to.
I'm pleased to hear it. Do you wish then to learn what is given to you? All your life you've sought to command your own fate. But today you are ready.
Guy like Stannis with Melisandre.
I hope she doesn't lead him astray, though.
Yeah, Melisandre fucked up.
The old gods, right? The trees?
Mm-hmm. Weirwood trees?
Yeah. Three-eyed raven.
Mm-hmm. White walkers.
Oh.
Dead dragons.
Oh.
The Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh, shit.
The Daenerys.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's all a story, and you've got one part in it. You know your part. You know what you must do.
Sister, we share the same blood. I know you wish no harm to anyone, but in a time like this, when the good of the realm depends on us, come with me.
Come with me.
To Harrenhal, we will lay waste to Damon and his army.
And if I refuse,
Looks like he's getting wet
will
in the
you
eyes.
burn me as you did Aegon?
Yep.
Oh, shit, she knows.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lie.
I saw it. You burned him, and you let him fall.
What you say is treason.
Aegon will be king again. He's yet to see victory. He sits on a wooden throne. You'll be dead.
I don't know.
Maybe she's his
You were
visions.
swallowed up in the god's eye, and you were never seen again.
I could have you killed.
It wouldn't change anything.
I think you're right, Zach.
What did he just say?
It wouldn't change anything. Is what she
She
told
said
him.
that to him.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
could have you killed, and she said it wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
He's still gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just saying that she can see visions. She has foresight.
Yeah. Caraxes. That's a cool name.
Oh, she came. Her and probably Adam. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because she was like, come with me.
Yeah. This
And
is
my
just...
husband to heal.
Yeah. I love this theme. So you know what you have to do. Hopefully it's bending the knee, so to speak.
He might be all fucked up from the night before.
Yeah, that's why but when she said in that vision.
Darling, I've been on like a month-long acid trip.
Welcome to Harrenhal, my queen. I did not think to see you here yourself.
Message gave me much concern.
Yes, I must admit I had reason to fear. But come see for yourself.
Her dragon.
Someone needs to just yell, he's here.
I wonder how long
Yeah,
it's been
asshole.
since they've seen each other.
It's been 3 episodes, Joy. Come on. Maybe 4.
think it's since the first one, right?
Yeah.
First or second.
Okay, well then a lot. 7?
I wasn't expecting you.
6 or 7.
Seems rather a lapse in foresight. I see you have done well here.
They have sworn to me, and not a moment too soon.
And to whom are you sworn?
Filipasma, Kesu, Pranon, Merisa, Sola Armasis, Soprumi Veshume. The realm's only hope is a leader who can unite it, and my brother chose you.
Nice.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are the true queen, Rhaenyra. First of her name, protector of the realm.
Oh.
I am meant to serve you, and all of these with me, until death or the end of our story.
Oh, shit, better get on my knees.
Oh, fuck. Let's start some shit, man.
Yeah. I like that guy.
Simon.
Yeah.
Oh.
He proved himself loyal, though.
Yeah,
He did.
Leave
Leave me again. Does that mean at your wish?
At your peril means.
I couldn't.
Silutan. My queen.
For every one of us who falls, 100 of them, there will be no mercy. We fight for our queen.
Look at that guy, he's like running.
Oh, fuck. I gotta go. You think Damon would be
Sir Strong?
You think Damon would at least be like, okay, dude, I understand. I was there too.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a good payoff.
It was.
Yeah. Come on. Come on.
We joined the blockade and are like to find ourselves in peril. Sooner than late. I wish to set out on good terms with my first mate.
Have I been remiss in my duties?
You've done what is asked of you, and more. But you are curt, and the men find you distant. You cannot lead if you do not inspire.
I never asked to lead, as you well know.
You have been given a position to which all who serve here aspire.
Forgive me, my lord. I will endeavor to improve myself.
I am trying to help you.
Is this the help you offer after all these years? A reminder to be grateful.
I mean no offense. You may go.
Do you know what it was like for us? To grow up fatherless? To be sneered upon as bastards? Never sure of the bread to feed us? Do you know what hunger does to a boy? I thought fish in the market from cold dawn until sunset, putting by coppers to stave off the winter. And I watched the man beside me walk past with his son and heir, and now that boy is dead. And his sister before him, and the heir that took his place. And now you remember I live. Now you wish to suddenly to scatter the crumbs of your favor. I am an honorable man, and I will serve you because I must. But if it is all the same, I will decline any offers of help.
I get it.
If I survive this war, I will continue as I began, alone.
When you get to that age, like, you're just gonna be set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a man now. You didn't fucking do shit for me before.
Yeah.
You know, you had an heir, and then another heir, and then another heir, and now you're talking to me.
Yeah.
You have done what no one else would dream of, and you have been rewarded. The gods favor you. They put the means to victory in your hands.
And yet, to claim it, I must strike. And in striking, I doom thousands to their deaths.
That's a rough deal.
Begging your pardon, Your Grace.
Kingdom.
Hopefully Ulf didn't screw something up.
I had to see you.
Alicent.
Oh, damn.
Who knows?
None save my protector. He laid down his sword at your gate.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty intense.
I've been, I think, mistaken. Why have you come here?
Because I lost my way. Or rather, it was taken from me. All those I put my faith in, my husband, my father, my lover, my son.
The incorruptible queen sullies herself with a lover.
Do not judge me for what you yourself have done. Your father died. I took comfort with another. I have been alone of late. I walked outside the walls of the city and I felt a weight lifted from me.
How lovely for you.
I thought for the first time what I would choose.
Shall you cast your son down and rule alone?
No, I do not wish to rule, I wish to live. I would take my daughter and her child and leave it all behind.
It's too late. Alicent, you said it yourself. Blood has been shed.
Oh, the arrogance of blaming me. As if you would not have been challenged regardless.
Did not your hand bring it forth like a midwife?
I did only what I thought your father wanted.
Oh, go then. Leave us behind, as you say. Wander in the wilderness. What has it got to do with me? Did you come here thinking you would be absolved? Why have you come here?
Damon will soon fly to join Cole in the Riverlands. When he's gone, Rhaenyra as queen will be the crown's authority. If you come then to King's Landing, I will see to it that our guards throw down their arms. We will open the gates. We will shed no blood. You will enter as a conqueror. Already you have the stronger hand. Once you take the throne, this senseless war must end.
What of Aegon?
I believe I can prevail upon him to bend the knee.
No! Still! You defend him! Still you imagine you can have all you want without paying too high a price. If I am to take the throne, I must put an end to the opposition. I must take Aegon's head. And I have to do it for all to see. You know this.
Take him and go then too. You know?
Choose.
I feel like if I was king or queen... Sorry.
Will you shrink from what you set out to do and make your sacrifice? A son for a son.
I mean, it's her brother too, you know, so she probably doesn't like it.
Looks like her daughter had to do.
You're much changed.
Let us be done with this. Please.
And what do I do with you now?
You let me go. To do what I promised. Then you fly to the Red Keep in 3 days' time and you take your throne. Or you take me for a liar. I have neither weapon nor armor. My life itself is forfeit. I cast myself on the mercy of a friend who once loved me.
History will paint you a villain, grasping for power and then defeated.
Let them think what they must. I am at last myself, with no ambition greater than to walk where I please and to breathe the open air, to die unremarked and unnoticed, and be free.
You speak as if from a distant dream.
Come with me.
My part is here. Whether I will or no, was decided for me long ago.
So it came back full circle.
That's a hell of a thing.
It is if Aemon does what she thinks he will do.
Yeah.
Starks.
Oh, yeah. Kind of hear that theme a little bit.
Lannisters.
Imagine he's the brother who can fight.
Maybe the one from the other group. The fucking guy that just got done.
The guy who's in Essos? Essos?
Essos?
I'd be vomiting right there, dude.
Oh, no, there he is.
So did he get the job done? That's the question right there.
They must have fucked her
How many
wives.
wives do you have?
Yeah. Good looking armor.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty fucking sweet too.
It is, but I meant the weather finish.
Oh,
on
yeah.
other dude's armor. His eyes, man. That Otto?
Oh shit, is it?
Otto.
Yep.
Who captured him?
Laris.
Damn it, I want to know.
There's Laris
Oh,
and
so-
Aegon.
Yeah, he got him out.
So they might have did that on their own accord. That's cool looking.
Did you kill herself?
She's going to.
Oh, I hope not.
Yep, yep. Blip.
Thought you not a lightsaber with that cloak.
Thought you were gonna jump off the cliff.
I did too.
Guys, that was a reaction. I just really loved the finale, but we're going to do the Q&A first. We're going to go down the line. Zach will start.
All right, so we've got at G Cools.
Hey, what's up, dude?
What's up? All right, man, I just got to say, when Aegon was first introduced as a character, I thought could be a Joffrey 2.0, but I am weirdly rooting for him. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I see him as such an underdog. He is broken physically. His brother wants him dead. Rhaenyra wants his head. And his mother is throwing him under the bus. I kind of hope he wins. My question is, do you plan on reacting to a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms show that will premiere next year? The only thing I know about the show is that in the timeline it is set after House of the Dragon but before Game of Thrones. P.S. Keep up the good work. Y'all are my favorite reaction channel by far.
Thanks, dude.
You.
Thank you.
I
imagine.
I figure we will.
Yeah, I think we'll probably react to all Game of Thrones stuff.
I'm not the guy that decides. He is.
No, he decides it.
I come around. So I'm fed, like a dog. So let's see. Yeah, as far as Aegon goes, I get it, but I don't like his attachment to Larys.
Mm-hmm.
I think Larys is a piece of shit. Clubfoot or not, he's a piece of shit.
Clubfoot or not, make it sound like beautiful or not. Like Clubfoot
is
a Midas.
My point is that I brought up the fact that he's a Clubfoot, but he's still redeemable in spite of his, his limitations. Either way, Aegon, I don't really root for him.
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm rooting for him, but I understand.
I want him to live.
Yeah, I want him to live. I mean,
his cost gone. What else does he have?
I'm always in favor of this, of like when a story can like take a character I very much dislike and shock me by spinning it in a way where I go, wow, I kind of like him.
Well, I don't feel like it was that dramatic of a spin, though. I just feel like he's pitiable.
Yeah. But
I pity him.
Yeah, because I don't hate him like Joffrey.
It's not the same as liking him.
And you're right, he's not Joffrey 2.0, and I'm glad. Even though Joffrey, chronologically, actually is his ancestor. Well, not his ancestor, but comes later. I will say this about A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. So HBO released a trailer where it just showed all the stuff coming next year, and it showed a couple pictures of it. Mm-hmm. It's about this knight who doesn't have a lord that he serves. He just goes around and looks for work. He's really tall. So and his squire's
he's
like
supposed to be a Ronin.
Yeah, his squire's like this 9-year-old boy who's bald, and they call him Egg. I've heard that people have heard it's like a kind of a more mature, kind of like the Mandalorian or that Lone Wolf and Cub, and that's just he's just going from town to town. It's not
like Lone Wolf and Cub. Ronin.
Yeah, it's those. I've heard it's kind of like that. And
he's more of an assassin than he's a Ronin.
I think we'll do all Game of Thrones stuff or Westeros stuff here, and there's a couple animes in development too. I think that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And thanks for the comment, man. Appreciate you. Okay, so next for me is Ace360. Charlie, what's up, dude? Woo! Woo! In a Ric Flair voice. It's a great thing right there.
Oh, yeah.
I love this season. Can't wait for season 3. Shane, I'm so happy you jumped on the House of the Dragons. I remember telling you about how awesome it was when we were at Myrtle Beach flipping. Awesome. Yeah, you're right. I did remember that conversation. And I appreciate you buying my family pizza, and the question is, what is your guys' favorite moment of season 2? Stay awesome, Shane, Joy, and Zach. Appreciate you. I give a little heart. Well, I'll answer first. I really love Daemon, but I also really love when Daemon. I got some recency bias, but when he bowed down to Rhaenyra, I thought it was a great moment.
That was awesome.
I think the most unexpected and great moment was with Cole.
Yeah.
Because we've known him, like everybody despises him.
Yeah.
And everything, going up to this. But I felt like in this last episode, he's very, very humble.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Because I liked him so much in season 1, and then I started to dislike him.
And he's a spurned lover, and he fucking...
Yeah.
He took it, far.
Yeah, let's kill he calling her a cunt and let's kill this woman,
Yeah, he took it pretty far.
Yeah, but I liked him here, too. And I've always, and I don't have that philosophy, but I've always I'm a lover of philosophy, and to have
when you talk about women, I brought in grief after grief. I really resonate with that. No, I'm so glad to hear it. I'm so glad to hear it put that way.
I can understand.
Now I'm going to use it.
Nah.
So it's just,
I can understand that feeling. What I mean?
I know, but just to me, I felt like he was very relatable in terms of he was an asshole.
Yeah,
but he's been brought low.
But I think he feels humble because he realizes how small he is, and maybe how small he is even in this war compared to what he's seeing. What do you think, honey? What was that to you in season 2? I also say this. I want to renege a little bit. Everything when they brought back Viserys, I loved.
I mean, I liked a lot of Rhaenyra's stuff.
Yeah.
I do think that Emma Darcy put on a very good role,
Mhm.
and that she really brought that character. There's so much.
I loved her in this season.
I don't want to call it weakness,
Yeah.
but she showed a tenderness. Maybe not tenderness in terms of I reserve that phrase for someone with their children.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she brought this tender feminine strength.
Well, there's just a softness to how she portrayed that character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
No, I thought it was cool.
I very much enjoyed seeing her on screen. And
I agree.
But, I think, though, when I'm talking about the season as a whole, Daemon, I get why you love him, but I feel like Simon Strong was a way cooler than him in terms of how he progressed. The Simon was more fun to watch anyway.
Oh yeah,
Because Damon was
I love those type of characters.
I don't love it. I'm gonna take over the kingdom for myself, and now I don't think I will because I had a dream, and I don't like it. But
and I do want. Well, we can talk about maybe. Well, actually, since you just brought it up, we'll talk about it here. It's cool that he got the dream. That he got the vision.
I agree. What's cool for us as viewers to have seen it.
I love seeing obviously Rhaenyra and the White Walkers. That was awesome.
And the moment with him bending the knee to Rhaenyra was fantastic. I'm not trying to demean any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say that I felt like his character has always just been something to move things forward, and I'm not necessarily in love with it. I feel like he's just there.
He's egotistical and arrogant, and to see him humble
Well,
himself.
I love a lot of egotistical and arrogant characters in a lot of cinema.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, him, I felt like he played the part and he did his job.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like he was so prolific.
Yeah.
Compared to other characters and their experiences.
I get that.
What's your favorite character? Favorite moment?
My favorite moment.
Favorite moment all of season 2.
All of season 2. Well, I think I don't know why, but the most emotional part for me was watching the 2 twin brothers go at it. I don't know why it was so. It just touched me in such a way. I don't know, but I don't know. That was one of probably my favorite scenes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
Okay.
And then seeing Damon bow the knee was pretty awesome.
And I do got recency bias, but I do Queen the queen that never was Rhaenys. Her moment and her accepting death and that whole battle, that was so great.
So great.
It was a pretty powerful moment.
Yeah, and
it was.
I'm very sad because I love that character so much.
Sure.
Joy's turn.
Yep.
At Darth Gauntlet
Cody.
5104. I thought the season was great overall, but felt it needed one more episode to feel like a true finale. That being said, how do you like House of the Dragon overall in terms of focusing on the Targaryens versus Game of Thrones focusing on the different houses?
Literally said that during the reaction.
Side question, any plans to do a weekly or monthly podcast? I really enjoy the Q&As and think doing that with different topics, subscribers asking questions would be a lot of fun. Keep up the great work. It has been a minute since I have seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But I like how it was just these 2 houses.
It's one house that kind of got divided, right?
Sorry, that's what happened.
It's a house divided. Literally.
Okay, so one house got divided. Okay. No, I liked the singularity aspect of being able to see the Targaryen house. I think it was pretty cool. There wasn't as many, obviously, storylines, with Game of Thrones and all of the different houses they were focusing on, but I really like getting to know the characters in the House of the Dragon.
It's hard for me to compare. I mean, the greatness of Game of Thrones, some of the highs of that show are some of the greatest I've ever seen ever in my life. But this show is a worthy successor. And I imagine, I haven't read the books, but I imagine because it's just one house, adapting it might even be a little easier than saying, okay, we got 12 storylines and A Song of Ice and Fire, which ones are important? This feels like, I have no idea. Maybe there's more storylines in a book. This just feels tighter.
I enjoyed dealing with the separate houses more in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I also found my ignorant ass, it confusing to keep track of who was who in terms of all the blonde people. So, other than Corlys,
same thing with me. No.
Yeah, so I felt it was very confusing for me, and I preferred Game of Thrones, but I do agree with you that this is a worthy successor.
Yeah.
I do think this is a good follow-up. I do think this is a good story. I do think it is well done.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of complaints, honestly. I feel as though mostly, other than there not being anybody I'm really attached to, because I'm not. I felt as though...
You're like Adrian Brody. What? Not Adrian Brody. Shit. I mean, Adrian from Little Nicky, but his name is Otto.
Reese Ifans.
Reese, yeah.
I like Otto. I feel as though now he had his moment, and now he's a bargaining chip. He's been taken prisoner by somebody. We don't know who yet.
Any theories?
I mean, I don't know if it's Larys and his group or whoever he has his connections.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's gone underground with Aegon.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he can't use his gold.
Yeah.
To have paid someone to capture Otto.
Yeah.
So I feel Larys is my first guess.
Okay.
In spite of that, so either way,
I don't
love Otto more than the Hound.
Yeah.
Like I like Rory McCann. I think is his
Well, I'll
name.
tell you what. I mean, Otto does have some great stuff, though. I
love it.
And I
don't get
also
me wrong.
he's
I
had
just
some
feel
of the
like
best moments.
I feel like the Hound had better moments.
No,
Like,
that's legitimate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm rewatching it with Tom and my son, and we just watched the part where he protected Sansa.
Yeah.
And he gave the line you'll want. He said, "You'll want my anger when I'm the only thing between you and your precious Prince Joffrey, King Joffrey." Like the world needs bad men.
Yeah.
And he's willing to do that. He's a great character for sure. He's the one character that stays really great beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, and he stays true to himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he grows.
Yeah, he grows and relapses when he needs to for the sake of the story, and then grows and stays true. And I have no complaints about the Hound, other than he's an asshole. But
He's an asshole. I
like him.
I love it. All right, my turn now, right?
Oh yeah. Also, the Q&A. Funny enough, we have 2 or 3 podcast mics, Shure microphones over there.
Second question.
And I
would love to do some podcasts. Honestly,
it's
random shit. I would love it.
It's definitely something we want to do.
As long as they feed me kibble.
Yeah, I'm waiting to have I think a new laptop and a slightly better setup and slightly more time. We're actually in the process of moving closer to the studio. So when that happens, I think coming out here won't be this huge ceremony to Zach with a schedule. So I think it could be like, hey, I'm down here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you can come down anytime, and we won't have to plan around anymore as much.
Good. I'm gonna save Mother to All Children's for you because this is addressed to you.
To you, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to Connor Nesbitt.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? What do you guys think about the change in appearance of the three-eyed raven during Daemon's vision? He looks more like his book version named Bloodraven, who was a Targaryen bastard born roughly 45 years after the Dance of the Dragons. But in Game of Thrones, he is missing the birthmark on his face and is unrelated to the Targaryen dynasty entirely. Could this mean that House of the Dragon is a different canon timeline than Thrones? Also, did you catch the teaser for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms before the show? What did you think of it, and are you excited for it? I did not catch that teaser because
it's like 10 seconds.
This episode just was blessed upon us.
Yeah, someone broke into here and they put it on here.
But you know what? Whatever means it got here, I didn't know because I showed up and it was here. So
no one can
I'm
know.
sorry, Connor.
There'd be no way of knowing
that question.
There'd be no way of knowing.
But I don't think this is a different timeline or canon. I don't. I feel as though this is the kind of show with HBO they would want to tie it in and offer a continuance, whether it's in a prequel era or a sequel era, that they would want to offer fandom that lore.
Cohesiveness.
Yeah, they want to give people a world to build on.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's separate canon or separate lore. I feel as though they can retcon what they want. As far as they go on in the future, they're going to do that. I feel like they're going to have creative minds to come in and say and argue to these producers and say, hey man, this looks like shit, this looks better. This is a better representation of what we had in the books versus this, and they can slowly weave that in and give it that. So and it also may be dependent on, and you could argue, the recipient. You can say Damon saw his vision differently versus someone else.
That's actually a very good headcanon way to explain it.
So other than they can just see things differently based on the information they're getting.
Yeah,
like you're getting, it's all data reception.
Yeah.
And so you could just argue that in terms of how it's being seen. And if it's more in tune with the book and you're a book reader, then good for you, because I think that's very important for people that already know the lore.
Yeah, to me, it's funny. I didn't think he looked too different. It was kind of fast.
It was fast, and to me, I understand that it was meant to be part of just that vision. So I don't think it was as important to say, look, this three-eyed raven, hey man, it looks different.
Yeah,
I feel as though, I don't mean that in an insulting way. I mean that as though I think that probably as the show goes on, they found it's more successful.
Yeah.
That they might try to appease
book readers,
fans of the books, and fans of just the show in general.
I agree, and so also in when it comes to that theory, like we did see iconography that was certainly very GOT-ish with the dream, with Rhaenyra and stuff like that.
Daenerys, right?
Yeah,
Daenerys
with Daenerys.
The very last vision.
Yeah, and also going on with that, look at Harry Potter. I can't remember the name of the little wizard that Warwick Davis was playing. The first movie,
he was the guy that directed the orchestra, right? Or not the orchestra, but the band.
Yeah,
he's a musical teacher.
Yeah, they upgraded his look a lot, just because he worked. So like,
he played the Goblin.
Is every movie different?
Did he play the Goblin?
He also played the Goblin
in the last two movies.
Yeah, and in the first movie, because he's the one that guided Harry to his bank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he gave
that man is so influential in my life.
He gave such a good performance as a goblin, like the way he sits there quietly and.
Well, just like I watched him in fucking Leprechaun, man. The Leprechaun movies.
I haven't seen.
You guys haven't seen them. I saw the Leprechaun movies, and I'm telling you, it's powerful performances. All right, so Shane, you better read the one from Mother to All Children.
Yeah. So Mother to All Children. Hello, Shane. So here's my question. Now that you've seen all the power moves and plays that all who hungered after the throne is this season, do you see now that Rhaenyra and only her alone is meant to rule? Not just because of the prophecy, not just because she was named heir by her father, but because she is the one true ruler who will make decisions for the greater good of all the people, low and highborn alike, so that peace may prevail and reign once more. I'm not saying she's faultless, I'm not saying she's never made mistakes, but she is out of everyone who's actually thinking about the people, not just so she can rule and be queen, but because she knows that this fight needed to be and was always more than just for the crown. Yeah, I think the show is written in a way to try to convince us that.
What do you think, Joy? No, I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I think she is supposed to.
Yeah, mostly because of Viserys, and mostly because Alicent did misunderstand her.
Yes.
Now we could argue who's a better king and queen, and based on our own personal preferences, but we're talking about destiny within the context of the show.
Well, I think that even considering the data, like we have about Aemond, Aegon, her, she is the best. Like, in terms of just that raw data, she is the best candidate.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Now I do think she deserves the throne. I do think she obviously she was appointed that. Yeah. We know that as viewers.
Yeah.
And Aemond, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Especially as in a villainous role.
I like him too.
But he's meant to be kind of off the chain.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't show any restraint.
I was going to say I like him so much more than Aegon, but
I do too. I don't like Aegon that much. I feel like he is pitiful.
Yeah.
And he has my pity.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a good place for a character to have unless they grow from there.
Yeah, I know G. Coles is rooting for him. It would be interesting if they turn that story around for him, but like his brother's the one that studied history. His brother's the one that knows how to fight.
Put in the work.
Yeah, his brother put in the work. Now I do think he's still young and temperamental, and I think we're seeing that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think Rhaenyra, not even with the prophecy, I think she's just a better fit.
Yeah, so, I agree. I think she deserves it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Delgado 6594. Do you guys think we're gonna see ice spiders in the show at some point?
Ice spiders. So Brett, it's a good question. Well, trying to remember. Do we see them in Game of Thrones?
In that darkness, the White Walkers came for the first time, hunting with their packs of pale spiders, big as hounds.
I don't remember seeing any.
I don't remember seeing ice spiders. So if you're a book reader and you're asking about ice spiders and that we'll see them,
I have not read the books.
Yeah,
so I don't know that there are ice spiders. But
yeah,
if
I didn't
there
know.
are ice spiders, I don't feel as though they play a prominent role in this civil war between this house.
You know, it's not like in Harry Potter where they get all the creatures from the forest.
Yeah, I feel as though the vision that Damon had was just a vision that ties this into what we saw in Game of Thrones.
And to convince
as unsatisfying as that story came to be,
Yeah.
At least in visual representation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Starks are marching south.
Mhm.
We saw them.
Yeah.
Marching over the Twins.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see a lot in the north.
Yeah, it's funny how little the Starks have played a role in what I'm used to seeing based on. But the little that we've seen, like in the opening, I think it was a premiere, where we see Jace for the first time. He goes to the wall, and we did have a Stark telling him about how there used to be like a what's it called? Not a rapture, but a conscription.
Yeah,
and that was all cool. But yeah, I guess my basic question is I don't know. I wish I could give you a better answer.
I can't imagine there would be. I mean, at least in the focus they're giving us.
Yeah,
I don't see them really shifting that to the wall at this point and the White Walkers.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's what that has to do with.
Yeah, I think it does. They're ice spiders.
It'd have to.
They can only be. I don't think they're anywhere south of the wall. They can't be.
They wouldn't think they would.
They wouldn't. I mean,
we don't know though. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not book readers.
The consensus is we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't read. I don't read.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess now we'll just move on to our basic post talk.
Right.
Yeah, really liked the finale. It definitely was built up. Wasn't a huge battle thing, but I think it was good. It was filmed well, and they set up a lot of really great things I liked.
I think the scenes, if we're going to jump ahead, but the scene with Alicent and Rhaenyra.
That was great.
Very powerful scene.
And you know what?
Emotional scene.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, but all this shit with the guys, we've been getting that this whole fucking season. We've had some glimpses into Rhaenyra and how she's feeling, and Alicent and how she's feeling, and even that meeting at the Sept.
Yeah.
Where they discussed things in private, but they was cut short, and now Alicent's like, look, and it's all done. I fucked up.
Yeah.
I find it very fascinating that the roles have been reversed.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see Rhaenyra basically like, I don't really care what you're saying right now. Like, what does it matter? Like, I just felt like she was really cold.
In the beginning.
Yeah. Right? She was really cold in the beginning with her. Why are you here? Like, why'd you come? You know? Like,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, but you know what's so great about it is the way it was filmed is they allowed the actors to like wait 20 seconds before they answered. Like they allowed the performance to come through.
Breathe.
They let it breathe. And I mean, a part of me understands Rhaenyra, like, well, now you do this after I've had a son die, and what good is it now to me that you're doing this? But I also understand Alicent a little bit. She was convinced that the king changed his mind. She thought she was doing the right thing. But now she sees it. I think she just sees it that her children are the wrong choice. And now there's more pain and suffering.
Yeah.
And I've always liked Alicent a lot. And it's funny because she's so juxtaposed to Rhaenyra, but I also like Rhaenyra a lot. And I'm glad that they got in the room to talk. It looks like Aegon's head isn't going to be had or taken off his shoulders because he escaped.
Well, not directly.
Not directly.
But Rhaenyra made the point and said, hey, in order for the realm to see that I am going to sit the throne, he's got to die.
So what I said, and you, and I'm glad you did this. You told me to shh, because I was talking an important part. But if I was king, I'm going to do what I want. I'm not going to kill my brother. Okay, I understand you guys want me to, but I'm not. That's how I would be.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I understand, like, and I just watching Game of Thrones again.
Yeah, but her situation is a little precarious because she's a woman, and a lot of people don't see. And I'm not saying that in terms of the modern political juxtaposition.
Yeah, so she's
fucking argument that's going on here. But I'm saying that, as a woman, her claim to the throne is just immediately denounced anyway.
Yeah, so she needs to show strength.
Yeah, so she needs to say, look, this guy's gone.
Yeah.
There is no one else to take this spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that scene also is one of my favorites. I mean, there's just a lot of great scenes. The sea snake talking to Alan. how'd you feel about Alan? I know you like the character a lot.
Yeah, I felt like Alan spoke up for himself, and they really spoke a lot to how he's been acting. He's like, look, you were never there. We watched you going by, living the good
with your
life.
fur coat and
like with your heir that had a fur coat on.
Yeah.
Well, we were just saving up money to stave off the fucking ruin.
Yeah.
And he spoke up for himself. Like his brother
I was proud
Adam.
of him. I was proud of him.
Yeah, his brother Adam wanted what
Yeah.
he didn't want.
Yeah.
He wanted that recognition, whereas Alan's like, no, I'll earn my own way. I always have, and I always will. And after this is done, we're done.
Yeah.
And
I
Adam was like, he's kind of wants to be in court.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the younger brother probably didn't have to strive as much as the older brother who was taking care of him,
Yeah.
Yep.
I see that all the time in just family lives. Like the older sibling will be more embittered to the actions of the parents because they had to maybe live them more directly or live them first.
Well, you live through the trial run, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go through the trial years, and then as they figure their shit out,
Then you get it right.
Yeah, then things are different for the other ones, but
Yeah. No, and that's also a relationship that I'm looking forward to seeing develop. I'm really glad Alan said that. I think Corlys needed to hear that because I also love Corlys, but obviously the way because we just found out about that this season. It's been a great story. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that develops. Obviously, I hope Alan, the ice melts a little bit, and Corlys shows why, or even makes sacrifices for his children, and makes up for all that. Yeah, I mean.
All right.
So it's one of those things in this world. Is there any? Because obviously Corlys you could tell he felt bad, like he was on the verge of tears. I'm wondering, in real life, if you lived back then, could you be moved to tears for a bastard child if you were royalty? You might.
I don't think so, because you look at how things started in this country.
Yeah.
And how people had so many. There's a book called Wicked River.
Yeah.
It's when the Mississippi River ran wild. And it was about kind of the history of the river, the Ohio, the Mississippi, predominantly.
Yeah.
But there was a guy in there, the people that had several kids back in the founding, when this country was being settled.
Yeah.
And kids would die and they wouldn't really shed tears for them.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of those hardships where people were so callous.
Yeah.
To that.
Yeah.
And that was the reality back then. We don't have the appreciation of life that we have now compared to how people had it back then. I'm not saying that everybody felt the same way.
Yeah.
But I do think that people had multiple children because not all of them would survive.
Yeah.
And not all of them always did survive. So I think there's a reality that we underestimate. We've had it too good, too long in this country.
Oh, I agree. Yep. But that being said, I like their story in this quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I think that overall, I think both sides actually legitimately have good stories.
Yeah.
Now, they're shitty characters on both sides. Like, you had that asshole that showed up to talk to Damon.
Yeah.
And
you see that?
He's like, hey, man, we need a man in charge. You know what I'm saying?
When everyone was cheering, he's like...
Yeah, he fucking booked it. He got out of there. So, oh, shit. He didn't go my way.
It was so cool to hear Damon say winter's coming.
Yep.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Just so cool. And and I know that's obviously the Stark words, but it's so cool that he said them. What other notes you guys got? I feel like I've been...
Essos.
Look at Ulf.
Essos, whatever. Lohar. Yeah, Ulf was a fucking... He was speaking out of turn way too much.
Because you do it enough, there's a charm to it, but he did enough where it just was rude.
Well, he wasn't doing it in a way there was charm to it.
Well, it's almost
You know
like
what
an
I mean?
ignorant charm. But
No, not in his case.
No, not in his case. But if he would have done it once...
Bruce Campbell does it better.
Yeah, if he would
ignorant charm to him.
If he would
no charm to that guy.
If he would have done it once, I'd think, oh, okay, he doesn't know better.
Yeah.
But because
and
he
then
did
reference that a little bit, kind of tongue in cheek later.
Yeah.
But not. He's repeatedly just like, oh man, I'm somebody now.
Yeah.
And he saw himself in the suit later. We saw him looking at himself.
Yeah.
In the uniform.
Yeah, his Hugh. Yeah, and Hugh was, he was well tempered and understood good decorum and manners and you know what I mean. And I'm sure he feels like I'm in a good position. I feel blessed and thankful. And Ulf might be the kind of character like Adam, like, this is how it should have been. Because you know what I mean? Like, I got screwed.
Mhm.
And now finally I'm getting what I'm deserved.
So what about Aemond trying to force Helena's
his
hand?
sister.
I forgot that's also one of my favorite scenes in this.
I know, that was...
And she's actually a gentle soul.
Yeah, we didn't get to see too much of how
Yes.
she was. I just thought, she said some strange things, and Aegon's like, the queen speaks mysteries.
Then it turns out she actually probably can.
Yeah, it looks like she has some type of foresight, and
Yeah.
she's a gentle
Yeah.
soul. She said, I do not want to burn anyone.
Yep.
I appreciated it. I understood Aemond, like, kind of like, okay, I don't care what you feel, like, how I feel, like, that's second to what we need to do.
Yeah.
He's just he's completely different than her, and
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was a way to do it in a way where he would get what she wanted, or he would get what he wanted from her. Actually,
Well, I'm a big fan of these, and I don't mean to change the subject completely, but
Yeah.
to keep this moving. The conversation between Gwayne and Cole.
Yeah.
That's a bleak philosophy. I'm a big fan of bleak philosophies myself. And
yeah,
I just loved that conversation.
That's good.
It's one of my favorite moments. Like he's just like, whatever. It's
definitely I think one of Cole's best moments too.
It was.
In terms of just he got
Well,
to
build
say
up to that.
He got to
Because we
say
knew him to be the arrogant
Yes,
asshole.
yes.
Yeah.
This whole time he slept with the princess and he slept with the queen.
The ex-queen.
Yeah, ex-queen.
At that point, yeah,
He was quoting her. I mean, she was.
I
Quoting...
know that. I'm trying to catch up in my mind, but no. I mean, I just feel like at that point in his story, when he's talking to Gwayne, Gwayne's has a sword on him. He didn't even try to draw on it. He's like, yeah, I mean, everything sucks, and we might all die. And wouldn't it be a blessed release, don't you think?
Yeah.
And
I liked how Gwayne just sat down beside him.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about Tyrod Lannister?
Nailed it.
I don't even know his name now. What's his name?
Tylenol. It's Tyland. It's Tyland.
Hi, Tyland.
That was good.
Oh, that's a D. That's a D.
Either way, yeah, him and
With
the
pirates?
pirate queen.
Yeah, that was interesting. The mud. That made me actually want to go do that in the mud.
Just wrestle in the mud.
Reminds me of something. Some movie.
We did the Mudman race. How do you not remember that?
You talk about
It was like
it's a tough mudder.
Oh, tough
Called a
mudder.
mud man race. Like, yeah, me, you, and Jake and Sarah did.
It was fun.
Mudman.
Yeah.
I
Tough
have
Mudder.
no idea what you're talking about. So
It's like a huge obstacle course. You got to crawl under electric fencing
Barbed wire.
and
Not electric. It's barbed wire.
yeah, this one was electric, but barbed
mud.
wire, and there's all kinds of obstacles. It's pretty cool.
Fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All
right. So in terms of that,
So yeah, so he won basically and got her respect, and then
he didn't win, but he got her respect.
Well,
when he finally stood up and like smacked her, and
Yes.
but actually he showed that it only took a few hits and she was down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's a fucking poet, but
yeah.
He showed himself to be.
I'm
I'm tired of this shit.
I think I like this so much because he's kind of like this prim and proper guy.
Yeah.
That's why it was so funny.
Yeah, and he finally just
you know.
Yes.
Basically, I want you to sleep with all my wives. How many do you have?
Which also is one of the funniest parts of this episode.
It was.
How many wives do you have? That was good. And obviously, now they got her and all her
Yep.
ships and everything else.
so they were sailing together at the end together.
You know what I was wondering?
On the boat.
He went there on behalf of the crown. I always wonder how much are you afforded to bargain with? Like, remember in Seinfeld, Elaine went there for Mr. Pip.
Yeah, but you know, like, how much are you
Oh,
willing?
yeah.
How much can you
You're willing to
concede?
pay.
Like, like, he said, I'll probably get hung by this by the King Regent. And
Prince
that-
Regent.
Prince Regent,
Prince-
mhm.
That's just my question. Is like, how much was he allowed to give?
I think it really depends on whether or not they win.
Yeah.
If they win, and that's instrumental in breaking the blockade,
And they just trust him to know the difference.
And if they win, then the Prince Regent might be like, okay, you did well.
Yeah.
If that falters because of his decision,
Yeah.
he'd probably be hung.
Yeah.
So I think it just really depends on the outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now it does not look good for Team Black.
Nope.
It doesn't, no.
Their wisest member is a prisoner. The queen, Alicent, the matriarch, is betrayed them.
Yep.
Essentially, yeah.
And Aemon is really the only force they have fighting for them.
He really is. Like, what happens if he goes?
Yeah, so once he's gone and Vhagar's gone, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Cole
They're losing.
and Gwayne are just in the field like,
They're
man,
losing.
we
this
got
sucks.
all these dragons against us and we're screwed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know what can really turn the tide in their favor in the next season.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, because the way they made dragons, like, kind of titans, like weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they mentioned other dragons, or at least the sea snake did. Like, we got this, we got that. They do have them, so we got to count on that.
Yeah.
But the show hasn't shown me in this
We're
episode.
talking about Dreamfire in this episode.
Yeah. And we're going to get another one with his daughter, right?
Oh, yeah.
The wild one.
Yeah, the wild one,
And
which was
we also
cool.
have the other one on the black side. I'm sorry, the green side with
Alicent.
Alicent's other son.
In Old Town.
In Old
Oh,
Town. But he's young.
So
So
yeah.
young dragon. So he may not be very big.
Right.
What the hell is Caraxes?
Yeah.
You have... What the hell's Rhaenyra's dragon's name?
I wrote it down.
It's not Sunfire, because that's Aegon's dragon that
All
died.
I have down is Dreamfire.
Dreamfire is Helena's. Caraxes, Vermithor, Ulf's dragon, which is Silverwing? No.
Is it Syrax? No, that's Damon's.
Caraxes. Dreamfire is Helena's.
Look it up.
So you have Caraxes, Vermithor, Ulf's dragon's name.
I think you're right. Silverwing or something like that.
Syrax.
Syrax.
Syrax?
Syrax is Rhaenyra's.
Yeah.
So Syrax, Silverwing. Yeah, Ulf is his Silverwing, sorry.
Yeah.
So there's 4.
Yeah.
In their corner.
Who's Alan's?
Jace's, I don't remember what Jace's name.
Alan's
Oh yeah,
is
and Alan's is Sea Smoke.
I thought that's Adam.
No.
There's-
You're right, Adam.
Oh,
Alan
Alan.
is the sailor.
Okay, sorry.
I'm right. Not her. But
Yeah, I was
Sea Smoke.
addressing her, but you're right. But I think it's Sea Smoke, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's Sea Smoke.
I don't know if all Sea Smoke. So they've got the plethora of
Yeah,
dragons
they do.
on their side.
I don't see creatively and intellectually, I don't know how they don't win.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd have to be something that turns the tide in their favor in terms of weapons.
Yeah.
Or subterfuge.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I want them to win. But I don't want the show just to end with just a slow death.
No, I don't want that stupid ending that we got in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So
There we go. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for this reaction, and it's at the end for this series. So until next year, or until the next show that comes out, Dunk and Egg, we'll be doing more as a group for new shows coming up. We appreciate you guys. Also, make sure, if you haven't, check out our Game of Thrones reactions with me, Tom, and Malachi. Much love. Thank you. We're out of here.